Hello again, everyone, and welcome to a Shortstop with a Shortstop. Today we're going to talk a little bit about fellowship.
And the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall arise.
When I played baseball, I craved being in the locker room with my teammates. It was good fellowship. We would be able to talk about the game, previous game, or the game that we're getting ready to go into, or just sitting there telling stories. We traveled together. We ate together. We literally went to war together when we went out and played games, and it was a tight fellowship. I really and thoroughly enjoyed being in the locker room because there was guys in there that we would just sit and tell stories, and I would just sit there and listen. Joe DiMaggio came in from time to time. Willie McCovey would tell his stories, and Willie Mays, after he retired, came into our locker room. I can't tell you how many times, and would share stories with us. And I just loved to fellowship with those guys, and it was one of the great and most awesome things that was going on in our locker room, that you could sit there and listen to guys tell stories of the past. And that's what fellowship is all about. In the church, there's fellowship also. And there's a Greek word called koinonia. And the definition of fellowship is association. It's joint. That means it's together. It means that there's participation, that you're together participating with one another. There's a partnership, that you're together also. And part of the definition is sharing. And this word is found 17 times in the New Testament. And I crave fellowship with my brothers and sisters. In Genesis chapter 1 and verse 1, we all have a common Father. And it says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And God is our common Father. And in 1 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 15, it says that we have a common family. That verse says, but in case I am delayed, I write so that you will know how one ought to conduct himself in the household of God, which is the church of the living God, the pillar and support of the truth. We are a common family. In Titus chapter 2 and verses 11 and 12, we have a common experience. And that common experience is salvation, obeying that gospel plan of salvation. And in Acts chapter 2 and verses 42 through 44, the first century church, the first church that was established in Jerusalem, they actually shared their possessions. Members of the church that Jesus died for participate with one another. They fellowship with one another. They meet and on a regular basis with one another. But if you look at the first century church, they did it on a daily basis. They weren't just doing it every once in a while. They craved to be with one another. And me personally, I crave to be with my brothers and sisters. On March the 10th, coming up here pretty soon through the 13th, we're having a gospel meeting here at the Paintsville Church of Christ. And on March the 10th, we're having a Friends and Family Day. And if you're within the sound of my voice, I'm giving you an invitation right now to be my friend. I would like for you to come and worship with me. We have Bible study at 10 o'clock and worship at 11. And then after that, we will have a fellowship meal and we will eat together. And I would love for you to come and fellowship with me, koinonia, that we participate together, that we enjoy being around one another, and we share our possessions. Fellowship is a great thing. Let's be the teammates that we all want God, that God wants us all to be. Thank you again for being with a Shortstop with a Shortstop.